Hello everyone, this is C-Zone speaking, and I am going to cast the game we've been waiting for a while now. It is Fnatic versus X Sixtons, which is a very hard to pronounce name, and it is for the Seed Discount Cup, which is a cup hosted by Millennium and casted by both them and me, C-Zone. And it is sponsored by Nvidia and um, um, you know, C discount. There we go. And um, yeah, so it is Existence versus Fnatic. I don't know too much about Existence, but it looks like they got their Shen, which is really good. They also got Twisted Fate, so that is gonna be a pain for Fnatic. Those two global ultimates will really help them. On the other hand, though, Fnatic also has two global ultimates with the Soraka and the Garvis ultimates, and it will be very interesting to see how those that global pressure is going to come into play in this match. Um, Other than that, let's see if there's anything that's really interesting about the team compositions. They've got an 80 cannon, that is pretty cool. Actually, looking at this, they've got a lot of CC on Existence with the cannon ultimate as well as the Leona ultimate. She also has normal stun and their AoE taunt from Shen and a stun from Twisted Fate as well as a slow from Olaf. So that's a lot of CC they have there. On the other side, we only have the Wall of Pain, and then the ridiculous amount of CC that Nautilus can bring out, and a situational stun of Aurelia. So that's not too much, and it will be interesting to see how the team fights play out. The laning phase will probably be a lot about pressure. I think that it's unlikely that we see a very aggressive bot lane from Fnatic, both because they have Soraka as well as the fact that there's two ultimates on Existence, and well, you can't really go aggressive if there's a risk of it turning into a 4v2. So that's going to be a very interesting laning phase for sure. The game is starting up right now. I'm not going to click anywhere because I don't want my screen to move, and it should be all nice and dandy now. So let's get into here. And I gotta scroll down a bit. This is weird. Okay, that's not exactly what I was hoping for. Let me go fix that real quickly. Screen region. Okay, here we go. And yeah. So game is loading and the game is loaded. So let's get this over here. Okay, sweet. So everyone is starting with their first items, and there is 5 boots on Existence as well as 4 boots on Fnatic. You see this a lot lately, that people just go full on movement speed. Some people call it the mobility creep. There's actually like 2 champions in season 2 that were released then that were not that did not have a gap closer or some kind of mobility spell, such as Shyvana's W, which makes her move faster and stuff like that. So we have a Pulse Fire Asriel, which you could hear from the Mystic Shot, sorry, not the yeah, it was the Mystic Shot being loaded. And I'm surprised to see that there's no level 1 fight, because both teams have a pretty decent level 1. Obviously Shen can't really start with a taunt because he's jungling, but still we could get a stun guard from Twisted Fate, an axe, shuriken from Cannon, as well as the stun from Leona if they so pleased. I'm surprised there's no level 1 fight, but looks like everyone's just playing safe. Nautilus is standing near his Wraiths. He's probably gonna just make sure that no one goes into his jungle, and then he's gonna move towards Wolves and Blue, which he's doing right now. And other than that, Mr. Shen, played by Morden, is going to be starting at the Wraiths and going to go for red immediately after that. And Cyanide charging up his shield before he starts the Wolves, because he can with the duration of the shield. And that separates the good Nautilus players from the great Nautilus players. So Wolves and Wraiths have been picked up, and they will now be going towards their first buff. Lamia is going to pull this, which is not the best idea. You'd rather have it on back AD aggro, but it works out just fine. And that's going to be a blue buff for Cyanide and a red buff for Morden. Morden is now either going to level 2 gank, or he's going to go for blue buff, taking that R for himself or for his mid lane. Both are entirely possible. He's not killing the last creep. There you go. Took him a second. And he will now be moving towards his blue. So there's no super aggressive play going on quite yet. The top lane will be pretty interesting, because some people say that Olaf counters Aurelia, other people say that he doesn't. It's a bit of a skill matchup in my opinion. Will be interesting to see what happens. And other than that, in the middle we've got two. Oh wow, there's actually a lot of aggression coming down on bottom. I'm gonna go replay that for you guys because I kind of missed that. Yeah, level 2 comes out for Existence, and they almost immediately go for it. There you go. Sun comes out, Lamia gets the ignite, gets very low. But the heal from Soraka as well as the health bot is gonna keep him alive for now. I'm gonna go speed up, back up, and it looks like Morden is gonna take the blue buff for himself. Cyanide is at top, he might be ganking, he could do, he's not level 4 though. So he's not the best ganker at the moment. Looks like Morden is definitely looking for a gank up top. I'm surprised he's not moving into this bush, and possibly even this bush if the vision allows that. That's a better ganking spot. He's doing it now. And that means that if Soaz pushes back, Morden will be able to come out of the bush, but it looks like he's going to go back because it's taking him too much time. He'll get behind by too large margin. He will be moving towards mid though, so we might see a gank up there. He does have his double buff. He will be able to slow as well as do his taunt. He tried to go for Raves, but didn't quite work. Oh, actually, Babetta is coming in the middle, and that's going to be a 3-man gank on towards Bakke, but Bakke actually saw Morden and retreated immediately, so that's well done by him. Well spotted. Down in the bottom, it's now a 2 versus 1, and ouch, so has disconnected. And the pass did come out, so we're gonna have to wait a few seconds. As you can see, Lamia and Felix immediately started zoning gym zones. As soon as they saw that the support was no longer there, it was 2 versus 1. So that's really well done by them. Support will be moving back, but as you can see, they have a ward here. So that's all fine. So we're gonna have to wait for a second. I'm gonna go look at chat. And apparently it's always the baguette. Mr. Soaz is obviously from France, so the baguette joke has to come out. And it should be a few, it can't be more than a few seconds before we go back into this game. Can't actually click around the map, which is unfortunate, but it will be back in a bit. So I haven't talked about summoner spells yet. What is interesting is that we've got a cleanse on Lamia. Oh, there comes the disconnect again. That's probably a pretty good idea considering there's so much CC on Existence, as I already mentioned before. And looks like Soaz is restarting. Other interesting thing is that Bakke is using teleports on his Scarfus, which means that he will be able to come down bottom, or at least follow Twisted Fate. That's probably what it's meant for mostly. And the QQ's coming out. It won't be very long, but then we'll go right back into this game. And at the moment, there's not much to talk about because it's only 4 minutes into the game and there was no first blood or anything yet. I'm looking at the rest of the summoner spells. There's not much interesting going on. Oh, there we go. The play will resume in a few seconds. And there we go. So we're going to go right back into this game. And it looks like Babetta might go for an initiate here. He is going to look for it. But, oh, he's going to hit it on Fluart's Felix. Felix getting pretty low. Jim Zones is not able to hit his Q though, because it was a minion before in front of him. And Lamia was able to put quite a good amount of harass on towards Babetta. We'll be getting that mana back, so that means he can harass pretty well with his Mystic Shot as well as his Essence Flux. And that will really help him. Soraka Ezreal is a pretty strong lane. And as you could see there, that's just a huge amount of healing coming out, both from his health pots as well as the heal from Soraka. That burst heal was obviously Soraka. At the moment it looks like Morden is looking for a gank. Pake taking Raves and is gonna now get stunned. He has to flash away and ooh, the taunt doesn't quite hit him. And now he's gonna lose the Raves to the turret mostly. In the bottom, Existence really pushing out and Cyanide wants to come for a gank. But there's no way he's gonna ninja gank it, and there is a ward. No, there's no ward. So Existence is unaware of this, and this could be very successful if they time it right, and it looks like they might be. Jim Zones is gonna use his lightning rush to get away as quickly as possible. Stun comes out, and here comes the direct line. Really well done there. Jim Zones is very low, but will we go down? I doubt it. Actually, there comes the Carver's a little bit, but Lamia is gonna take it anyway. Still nicely tried from Pake though. He would have secured that kill if Lamia hadn't. So well done there by Fnatic, really well played. One thing I want to mention is that Cyanide didn't use his stretch line until there was a flash from Jim's owns. And that's really well done, and I cannot pronounce his name, but I'll just call him Jim from now on. It's supposed to be like Jim's owns or something, but I'm not good at the shelf says. So, at the moment, some people have come back. There are boots of mobility onto Cyanide. Cyanide does do that every time he plays Nautilus. He goes for the boots of mobility so that he can gank very quickly and very often, as well as being able to catch up more easily until he is hit. So that's a very good pickup for him. Other than that, we've got a Catalyst on Pake. That's really early actually, and that's going to give him some nice health and mana as well as some sustain in the lane. We've got a Cage's Lucky pick on Exter, so he'll either be going for a Deathfire Grasp or for, I think it was Morello's Evil Tome, though I'm not 100% sure. So don't quote me on that. He is level 7, so he could be ganking bottom whenever he pleases. And it looks like he is wanting to go for that. Fnatic has pushed pretty far in, but they're not going to move into there because they know that Twisted Fate might be coming, and they do know he's missing. So they're not going to risk it until now. They are moving in a tiny bit. Blue is getting taken by Cyanide, or at least prepared for Pake to come and pick it up. And now Exter has to move back into lane. Really well done there by Pake, pushing that out, making sure that... Oh, wow. Ouch. Yeah, that's... basically, Pake did 6 damage too little, and the passive of the defense mastery that gives 6 damage whenever a creep hits someone to the creep kind of gave the blue buff towards Cyanide. So that's a bit unfortunate, but you know, it's not like Nautilus is horrible with blue buff. It's just that it's slightly better on Carvers, and especially Pake's Carvers. As you can see, he's already miles ahead of everyone in farm. He's only 16 ahead of his lane opponent, but if you compare it to the other lanes, it's ridiculous. And it will only grow bigger because he does take those raves every time he can. And that's going to give him a huge advantage because he can clear it out so quickly. And Carvus is a hyper carry, so the more farm he has, the better it is. And the late game of Fnatic is quite significantly better in my opinion. I think Ezreal scales slightly better than Cannon. Thing is, Existence does have very strong team fight with those with all that CC that I mentioned earlier, and that will really help them. True Shot Barrage has been charged, so you know, just easy pointing that out. And it looks like Soaz might be getting attacked here. Oh, he's gonna do the double dash? No, he's not. It almost looked like he was trying to deny himself, but really well done there. He actually flashed out. Wow. Okay, I expected him to be pretty much dead there, but that was really well played. Went in aggressively. Was, I think, at first hoping for a kill on Giro, but in the end he did. He was able to flash out, and that was really well played by him. So props to Soaz for not fading. So let's see, he has gone back a while ago. He's got a Heart of Gold, so that will be some gold % ticking in. He's definitely going for the late game with that. It's not a very common item on Aurelia. It's like slightly common, but not very common. So he's definitely going for the late game, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Peke going for a Cage's Lucky Pick, or you know, maybe he'll even go for a Philosopher's Stone. Sunad will definitely go for Philosopher's Stone and the Heart of Gold, so that he will also have the gold % ticking in. Jiro actually doing a lot of damage on with Soaz, but Soaz is able to stun him. Will he survive? The axe misses, otherwise that might have been a kill for Jiro. He did have his reckless swing up, and if he had hit that axe, he might have been able to secure that kill before Cyanide was there to help. He will be freezing the lane right before his tower so that he doesn't lose any CS to the tower. And with a bit of luck, he can actually deny a lot of experience and gold to Soaz if he keeps it here. The experience will go to Cyanide though, because Cyanide did take over that lane for now. He cannot farm now because he is only a Nautilus. In the middle, X are doing quite a lot of damage on the towards Peke, not too much though. Peke will have to, you know, go for the Raves actually. And, it's all fine though. As soon as he levels up, he will be gaining a lot of his health back. And Soaz is moving in for a possible gank in the middle, but there is a ward here, so Extra was completely aware of that. Is going to go for the Rage right now, doing the same thing as Peke does. And Morden actually doing a very smart thing. They saw Soaz going up top, and they knew it would be a 2 versus 1 lane if Sanad stayed there. Sanad is going to move back now, so Morden doesn't have to counter gank. Was a good call to go there though, so that's some good communication there on their part. Game is very even at the moment, not a lot of action going on, but teams are trying to get the advantage if they can. They've not been able to go balls to the wall yet though. And there's some good ward coverage going down for both teams, and actually it's going to be a fight up top. Soa's going to go for Jiro all in. But there comes the Shanton ultimate and the Twisted Fate ultimate, and they will be trying to pick up Soaz here. Ton does get hit, and this will be a very dead Soaz. Kill going to be picked up by Exter, getting a nice 2 extra gold because of his passive. Really well played there by X6, and that is exactly what I meant with the pressure that the global ultimates give. Just, it was actually a fight that was going in favor of Soaz slightly, but then 2 people came in and it was a 3 versus 1, and there was no way he was going to get away from that. And that is the strength of the global ultimates. And because they also have pretty strong lanes, I mean, just the Fate is a pretty good lane, especially against Corvus, you can just farm. Down bottom they have Canon Leona, which is a ridiculously strong lane. Up top they have Shen. You know, Shen does that stuff, he doesn't really care. Or not Shen, sorry for that. I mean Olaf, obviously. Olaf is a very good laner, that is one of his main strengths. And you know, other lanes are pretty strong, and that means that the global presence only amplifies that. I don't think this ward can actually spot it. I'll check it right now. Oh, it could spot it, so it doesn't matter that Jim just completely walked past it. But they are going to easily pick up this dragon. True Shot Barrage comes in way too quickly. Here comes a Wall of Pain. Gonna try to rest, but he actually gets initiated upon, and Speke is going to go very low, is going to go down. But better picking up that kill. Not the best person to pick up the kill, but still decent. Oh, the heal from Jim actually saves Babetta, but Babetta fails his flash, and he will be going down. Lamia is going to pick up that kill. That was really bad flash, but still a really good heal from Jimmy here, actually saving his support for a while until he dirt flashed. But you know, still well tried. Corvus Ultimate was not able to pick anyone up, but did secure a kill, sort of. And Soaz is just farming past the tower. Here comes Gerodo. Gerodo is going to go aggressive on him. He knows that Soaz can't try to trade with him because there's a tower there, and Soaz cannot actually handle the trade. Oh wow, here comes the Ignite, and Soaz going to get very low. Gerodo not going to quite die, cut pretty close though. That was really well done by Gerodo using his ultimate before he got stunned. And that half a second that would have taken if he had only ultimated after the stun. Oh, actually, there's going to be an initiate on towards Jim here. Depth charge comes out as well as the dredge line and the stun from the passive. J-Mounts gets exhaust as well. Is not going to go down though. Great piece of tanking by Babetta. Babetta getting very low now though. Trusha's Barrage comes out and is going to hit but not do too much damage. I'm just going to guess that he didn't know where Jim was, and that's why he didn't shit it on towards Jim. But wow, that was just really well played by Babetta there, completely saving his AD carry, because that Mystic Shot would have definitely killed J-Mounts if Babetta hadn't sank that. I love this recall animation. So blue buff is going to go towards Exter, and he's going to be a very, very happy Twisted Fate with that. But what I wanted to mention about the dragon fight was that... No, I was talking about Soaz and Jiro there. So Jiro, if he had let the stun land, the half second it would have taken him to actually turn on his ultimate would have probably meant his death, because Aurelia would have probably gotten another auto attack in there, and he was literally one auto attack from dying, Jiro was. So that was really well done by him, good reflex, and well, maybe it was just lucky, but it looked like he played it well, and there comes the stun, and that's what I mean, you know. Those few seconds of not being able to do anything are going to hurt you a bit, but he is Olaf, and Olaf apparently does counter Aurelia because he's throwing out massive damage. Is completely able to trade with Aurelia, and that's what's kind of winning in the lane. He is not outfarming her by too much though, because she is Aurelia, and Aurelia is really hard to shut down. But he is going 1-0-2, so he's got a nice amount of gold, and that will help him in the long run. Aurelia and Olaf, if you compare their late games, it's kind of strange. Like, Olaf gets very, very, very strong in the very late game if he goes a bit glass cannon, but Aurelia is definitely stronger if she goes more of a bruiser type build. So it'll be interesting to see the late game play out, if it ever does get to late game. At the moment though, there is a 1k advantage for X6ins. They're doing very well, especially considering they are against Fnatic. Fnatic is a very good team, so they can be proud of themselves for doing so well. I hadn't heard of the team before, nor of any of the players, so they're definitely doing well. Fnatic is definitely not out of this game though. I mean, it's only 1k, and it's 17 minutes into the game. It could go anywhere. And Bekke is ridiculously fond. He is 30 CS ahead of his opponent, and let's see, about 60 CS ahead of the other opponents. At least 60 CS ahead of the rest of the opponents. So he's definitely farming very well. So is getting behind a tiny bit now. Oh, there comes a wall of pain, but it's a bit too early. Soaz and Sana were not in range yet. And in the meantime, down bottom, there's going to be an initiate on towards Lamia. Here comes the Center Blade and the stun. Lamia getting very low. Well, not very low, actually. You know, I was going to say very low, but then Soraka was like, yo, I heal you. And then he had 100 armor, and he got healed. And then he wasn't that low. But it was a nice try. The ultimate, unfortunately, you know, what's it called? Solar Flare was not able to stun Lamia, only slowed him. So, right now... Oh, there's actually an ultimate coming down from Exer, and where is he going? Oh, he's going top. Sorry for not announcing that. I'll go replay it. So, Soaz is going to go and farm, and then Jiro's going to be like, yo, I've got a Reckless Swing and an axe. And he does get stunned, but he doesn't really care. He's going to use Ignite, and the teleport was completely unnecessary, actually. Jiro is going to be just fine picking that kill up himself. So that's a bit of a waste of ultimate, but, you know, it's okay. So Jiro is going to push out the lane to deny as much experience as possible. In the meantime, Cyanide is moving towards bottom. What's happening? Did I press B? No, I did not. I have no idea what's going on. Oh. What's going on? Okay, I'm not sure what's going on, but my thing is lagging. Okay, there we go. That was strange. Okay, anyway, Cyanide is moving in for a gank down bottom, and he might well be able to do something. Lamia is playing very aggressive, hoping to bait out a stun from Babetta, and there is gonna not be a stun from Geomons. It looked like it for a second, but didn't quite happen. And yeah, it looks like actually two people of Existence are moving down bottom. Actually, it's only more than. So that will be a 3-3-3 in this lane, and I'm very much wondering who's going to be better suited for that fight. They do not know that Sonat is here, but Sonat wasted so much time in not doing anything at all, and that might hurt him in the long run. He could have definitely cleared a camp or two with this, but he is not. Both junglers actually picked up oracles, interestingly enough, so they will be able to clear wards as they please. I always get scared shitless when that happens. So up top, another fight going down. Morden actually ultimated in towards Jiro, and so is getting pretty low. Here comes Axer. Axer is going to use the stun card, and he is going to go down. Jiro going to pick that up, and that's another kill for them. In the meantime, though, Fnatic is going to go for the Dragon attempt because they do know that 3 people are top. They're going to get it pretty quickly, and they're going to pick it up pretty safely. Jim and Babetta not able to stop them. Oh wow, Lamia gets stunned by Cannon and by Babetta, but he is going to flash away and be just about fine. Was very close though. Mid tower in the meantime is going to get some pressure on it, and it is going to go down. Xyz is going to pick up the first turret of the game, and mid turret is a very nice turret to have because it does give a lot of map control. As well as, you know, vision, which kind of ties into map control. And oh, Morden is going to face check towards Bekke and Cyanide, and he is going to get very low. Dredgeland or Death Charge comes out, and he is very low, and the Oracles does get killed. So that's going to be another kill for Lamia, going 3 for 0, has all the kills in its team, and that's an Oracles down. That's 400 gold, and that's not going to make him a very happy ninja. In the meantime, Jim and Babetta are going to push down bot tower as well, and that's going to be 2 towers within a minute. Jim Owens might be in a precarious position now, though. No, he will not be, because he does have his lightning rush to rush out there like lightning. So, at the moment, I'm going to go and check on items, see if there's anything that's very interesting. Looks like there's a Rod of Ages on Bekke. Bekke does like to go for the Rod of Ages. A lot of people disagree with that on Garthus. They usually, a lot of people build in squishy mode. Actually, there's going to be a fight up top. Soa's going to get caught again. And Exeter coming in for the ultimate again. He is going to pick up this kill. 137 gold for that Aurelia pickup. That is not a lot of gold. Actually 135. It is the passive of Twisted Fate that gave him that extra 2 gold. But anyway, what I was going to mention is that most people want to build, like to build cards very squishy with like possibly a Zonias, or just going to go straight Rabadons. Because if you die, you still have 7 seconds in which you can freely do damage. But Bekke likes to go for the Rod of Ages, getting a bit tankier, giving himself a tiny bit more time to use his defile to do damage. He doesn't have a lot of mana, so I'm not sure if he's actually going to be able to do anything against Jiro. Jiro is going to make sure he doesn't get into the Wall of Pain, and he will be going for Bekke. Turns on his ultimate to reduce damage, but will not be continuing because there is the Cyanide there. And 2v1, he didn't quite fancy his chances. So other than that, we have a Trinity Force on Lamia, which is pretty standard for an Azrael. The cannon is going for Wriggles, 2 Doran's Blades, and then for BF Sword, also pretty standard on cannon. Usually, actually, you see a Zeal instead of a BF Sword, but this works just fine too. The Wriggles is pretty standard though, because cannon is mostly meant to win the lane if you play him AD. Other than that, we've got a Rabadons on Exeter, as well as a Blasty Wand. Could be anything he's gonna build from that. I'm gonna assume Lich Bane or Deathfire Grasp. He does have 2 gold potentials, which I hadn't noticed before. So he is gonna have a nice gold trigger for himself. We'll have a very good late game because of that. And other than that, we've got a Frozen Mallet and the Glacial Shroud on Jiro, so he's definitely doing very well. Has a lot of his items already done. We've got a Sheen and a Phage on towards Soaz, as well as a Claw or a Chain Vest. The Chain Vest is obviously to counter some of the damage of Olaf, because Olaf does do mostly physical damage, and there comes the pass. I actually expected that. And immediate risk reconnect, so the pass should be ending soon. Anyway, he does have Phage and Sheen, so that means he is going for the Trinity Force, which is pretty standard on Aurelia nowadays. And there was a while where people mostly went for Wits and we are going to resume. And oh wow, I don't know what my mouse is doing. That was strange. Apparently it registers the smooth camera if you go into burst mode. Today I learned. So other than that, there is not a lot of interesting stuff going on. We've got 2 amplifying tomes on Bekke, so he might be going for a Will of the Ancient. That'd be interesting. I think I've seen it before in him going for the spell vamp. That does tie in nicely with his Rod of Ages because you can heal back the pretty good amount of health you've got. And there's going to be an ultimate ult towards Cyanide. They're actually going to go full on towards Cyanide. Cyanide gets stunned twice, but he's going to be just fine with all those Soraka heals and does put out the death charge as well as his normal stun. And now it's actually X6 that's on the run, and looks like Jim is going to get picked up, but Beta getting focused now by only Backe because Backe flashed forward to go into there. He does put on his defile again, but it will not be enough. This does give them a one-person advantage though. Sort of. Cyanide has to go back to base because he is low, but it will help. Fnatic actually is going to be an initiate on towards Soaz. Soaz getting all the focus on him. He is a bruiser though, so it's not the best person to focus. Nor is Backe because he's going to do damage anyway, but they do pick up the kill. And he'll be doing some damage, but not too much. So that was a pretty good focus after they switched from Soaz. Ooh, Soaz might be... No, he will not be initiated upon, even though he was recalling in a silly spot. So really well done there by X6 going for the initiate because they knew they were slightly stronger. That was really well done. And what getting picked up by Modern has picked up a second Oracles, which I hadn't noticed yet. And there's a Hextech Revolver on cover, so he will be going for the Will of the Ancients. And ooh, the Threshland barely misses. That was really close, but they might be going for Jiro here. Jiro does not have ultimate up, so he will get stunned just like normal, and he will be going down pretty quickly. Soaz is also here, and Soaz going to pick up that kill. He's going to be happy to get some new gold. Will most likely be getting his Trinity Force very soon. Are they going to go for Baron? They pinged it, but I'm pretty sure they wouldn't. It is a bit too early in the game to do that, but Beta getting attacked by Backe here. Will slow back Wolfbane. Will stun him again. Is going to move out. Actually, Baron is being attempted by Fnatic, and Backe cannot come to help though, and he's their main damage source, both generally and for Baron. And Morden getting very low. Is going to be a flash from Lamia. Lamia will pick him up. Another Oracle's down, and that's going to very much help them. Jim is pushing down bottom. Backe will not move past him. Will move through the lane to defend this tower. In the meantime, there's going to be a True-Shot Barrage from Lamia. It's going to only hit one wave though. Could have timed that, slightly better. Could have waited about 10 seconds for the next wave to spawn, which is spawn every 30 seconds if you did not know that. Dragon is up, and there will be some. There will be a attempted dragon by Existence. Fnatic is not in a position to contest this, but here comes Backe. Now he'll just ward and walk away again. And that's going to be another dragon for Existence. They picked up 2 dragons, I think, and I'm pretty sure that Fnatic picked up 1. So the gold is not too far divided. There's only around 3k difference in favor of Existence. They are in the lead out, and if they do well, they can build on that. I still think their late game is worse though, simply because Corvus scales ridiculously well, and Backe is a very good Corvus, as well as the fact that Aurelia scales pretty well, better than Olaf in my opinion. Lamia scales better than Cannon situationally. He does more damage because he is an AD carry, but obviously Cannon has some more CC. The damage will have to come from other people in this team though, because Cannon doesn't do too much damage as an AD carry. Still though, he does a decent amount of damage. It's just, not insane. So it's going to be pushing down this lane. Everyone's just farming at the moment. And I'm going to go check. Yes, the Trinity Force was built on Aurelia, and she does have the Merc Treads, because there is so much CC on the other team. Other than her, no one actually has Merc Treads on this team. And actually there's going to be an initiate on towards Backe here. Exer and Jim going to go for this. Backe went back in because he knew that it was going to go down. Ooh, if that last layer whiz that actually hits, Jim would have gone down. Oh wow! That was so close. Oh crap. And they knew 2 people were both, so Fnatic immediately went for Baron, and you see Fnatic do that a lot where they cease that someone is in a different lane and you immediately go for Baron or Dragon. And then they are going for Dragon. They don't, or Baron, I mean. They don't have their main damage though, but they are going to initiate onto Babetta. Babetta going down very quickly. Jiro is going to 1v2 Felix and Lamia, but will not quite be able to do it because of the exhaust.
And Jiro is pretty low now, has to move back. Felix is definitely not in a position to be at the front lines there, so he has to stay back a lot. But it will be okay for now. In the meantime, bot lane is getting pushed by Exter using the Twisted Fate. Oh wow, actually Lamia gonna get initiated upon, but it's gonna cleanse out. Epic bait. Jiro is gonna go down, and there comes back. A Wolfbane goes down on Jim. Jim is very low. Morden is very low as well, and it looks like he will go down. Lamia is gonna pick up that kill, and now it's a free Baron because it is pretty low. It is at 3k HP, and with the far from covers, that's just gonna melt. As you can see, it went about 3 times as quick as before Becky was there. So that's good to see. But what I wanted to mention, that was what was really well played by Jim, was that he used his Lightning Rush as soon as he got off his ultimate came out, and that actually gives you, where is it, 30 magic resist, and that definitely saved him because he had only like 100 HP left, and he would have died if it was not for that great Lightning Rush. So props to him for that. It's the small things. But Banner going to be, you know, defending the lane. In a moment, Fnatic is in a better position. They do have Baron, and they are quite well fed, especially Lamia. And actually Initiate coming out onto us extra by Soaz. Gonna 1v2 them, but is gonna move away because it was getting a little bit too hot there with Jim also moving in. Cyanide wasn't quite in a position to get in there just yet, and it looks like this game's gonna last for a while. And for anyone that is wondering, this is the C Discount Cup, sponsored by C Discount, which is a, I recall correctly, hardware store in France, and as well as Nvidia. There goes a double dash from Soaz. He's going to move back out though because his team could not follow up. They are sieging the middle though, which is what you should do. Oh, that direction line almost hit Exter. That would have been a kill for sure. So that was very lucky for Exter. Wolfbane goes down, but no follow-up. And Fnatic is just going to keep going for this tower. Are going to be able to pick that up with the Essence Flux from Lamia, boosting everyone's attack speed, even though he's the only one that really benefits from it. So, Morden getting a tiny bit of res on him, not too much though. Fnatic is pushing in the middle. They're using their Baron buff in the best way possible. Using it to poke a bit and take down towers. That is what you should use it for because it gives ridiculous amounts of regeneration. Actually, it's going to be an initiate, sort of. Sun does go down, but only onto one side. Here comes the ultimate, hits Xpika right in the face. But Jim is getting all of the focus on him. We'll have to channel him, but save him though. But Fnatic Becky is going to be in their faces. Is going to pick up a kill. Is his ultimate going to be in time to kill Morden and Jim owns? Yes, he will. Wow, he gets a triple. Now he already got a kill. So he gets a double kill with his ultimate. Got the first kill with a lay waste on towards Jiro. And that was really well played by Pekka, being just in time to die for his ultimate. He could not have sorted that earlier because if he had died with the ultimate casting, that would have gone away. But Inhibitor is going to go down, and Fnatic is going to have a huge advantage now with the mid lane always pushing. And yeah, it's a wave of top and a wave of bot, but that doesn't mean too much. That Inhibitor being down is going to be very problematic though for Existence. Looks like Extra used his ultimate, but it looked like he wanted to go for it, but Fnatic was too well grouped, so they will not be going for that. Dragon apparently is spawning very soon. There you go. Just a slight bit too early on Fnatic's spot, but they will be picking this up very quickly, and they are now 3k ahead. They were 3k behind, so that's really well done by Fnatic. And let's see, there is a Deathfire Grasp and the Lich Bane on towards Exter, so Exter is very dangerous now. He does a lot of damage, and he will be able to burst down people really quickly, as well as being able to split push well with that Revenants, and that Lich Bane is pretty much gonna, you know, 6-hit towers, something like that, 6-8 hits, something like that. Will take down the tower if he does it correctly, which I assume he will because he is playing at this level. And Existence was doing very well for a long time. He does have 300 CS, just like Peke. He actually came back because Peke was 50 CS ahead at some point. And there you go, Peke going down ridiculously quickly. But Extra might be going down, has to flash away Is there an ultimate up? No, there is not. There is. He did not have enough time to cast it, I assume. Otherwise he would have gotten that kill for sure on towards Exeter. But I think he didn't have quite enough time. 40 seconds before Peke comes back, so this is the time for Existence to force a fight if they can. Or at least, you know, do split pushing, do something, because they have an advantage, they have to use it right now. Otherwise they're going to be out of this game very quickly. Looks like we've got a needlessly large rod, not a niddly rod, and the blasting one, so as well as the Hexagram Force, so it could be either a Will of the Ancients or a Revenants that Peke is going for next. Other than that, Soaz has a Guardian Angel pretty quickly, wants to be able to revive and do some more damage. We've got Aegis and Sunfire on Morden, which means that he will be able to split push if he pleases. He does have that global ultimate, so he should be doing that, in my opinion. He's not doing that at the moment, though. I'm not sure why. Other than that, we have an Infinity Action and Phantom Lancer on Jim, so he will be doing quite a lot of damage. We've got a Trinity Force of Absolute and an Infinity Action on Lamia, though. He's gonna do massive amounts of damage. That's just gonna be insane. He has cooldown boots, so he will be using his Essence Flux and Mystic Shot quite a lot, as well as his Arcane Shift. Other than that, Aegis and Frozen Heart on Cyanide. Aegis on both junglers, because Aegis of the Legion is one of the best items in the game, if not the best. Because it gives so much for your team, it's so cheap for the amount of stuff it gives. And other than that, we've got a Frozen Heart, a Warden's Mail, a Frozen Mallet, and a Hex Drinker on Jiro. So Jiro is doing quite well for himself. Will be getting dived right now, but I'm not sure if Soaz is going to be able to do it alone. Silence comes out from Felix, but that's not going to be enough. And the tower is going to go down. Soaz, well, not Soaz, but you know, everyone just taking down the minions as quickly as possible are going to be sieging this tower. They are 4 versus 5 though. The X6 realizes it and is able to kill them quickly enough for Peke not to be there yet. They could have done something there, but Fnatic is going to move back. They are going to be killing the minions again now, and Peke is going to move back into position. I'm not sure what Extra is doing. He is farming minions for some reason. He'll probably push back mid because he is able to come back into the team fight immediately with his ultimate, or almost immediately. And Baron is actually back up, so it looks like Fnatic will be going for that. Mid is pushing a lot, so Existence has to push that back before they go for Baron. And they're going to ignore it. They're going to pull it. Actually, this is very smart. They're pulling it all the way back into the mid lane, so that the wave is farther away from their base. Baron actually already got picked up by Fnatic. That just melted. So that's really well done by Fnatic. It is the... oops, sorry for that. Not sure what happened there. But that is the strength of a Karthus in your team. You can do Baron ridiculously quickly. And he does have a Rabadance as well as a new leader's large rod. So he might be going for Zonia's next, or maybe Will of the Ancients next. We'll see about that. So he's going to be picking up the ward, or actually Felix is going to pick it up. Blue Inhibitor has respawned, so Existence does not have too much pressure coming from mid anymore. If they take down that tower, Dredge Line does not hit. World Pain only hits Babetta. So it's going to go in though. It's going to get very low. And that was actually definitely a worthy trade for Existence. But there is a Baron buff on Fnatic, so they are going to regen that very quickly. Zealous is going to stun Warden, but will not help too much. Lamia is going to just go for the tower, but they have to wait for minions. They're not able to tank this tower quite yet. And looks like they are trying to get that tower down. If they do get that tower down, that's 2 open inhibitors. As soon as they win a team fight, they can take down 2 inhibitors. And that will probably win them the game. Now at this point, if either team gets a ace for nothing, they can pretty much win the game. But I doubt that will happen. They'll always have some losses because both teams are doing very well and have a pretty good team fight. And looks like they are going to be taking down the towers. So I wanted to initiate. Oh wow, huge damage coming down on Peke. Peke has to retreat or die. Jiro wanted to go in but didn't quite succeed there. So is going to go for Babetta. Babetta getting very low. In the meantime, Wall Pain comes down, as does the depth charge. On towards Jiro though. Jiro's not the best target. Here comes a True Shot Barrage. Jiro's going to go down. Peke is going to go down, but will have his passive as a double kill already. Is going to use his ultimate to do as much damage as possible. there goes the Extra as well as Morning getting very low, but not going to quite go down. Soaz is pretty low, and there will be a ton. Really well played by Morning, but it looks like Soaz will be fine thanks to the great heal from Felix. Well done there. And it looks like it's pretty much GG. 30 seconds to 40 seconds left for Existence, and Fnatic is definitely going to push this out. And we'll be taking down the Nexus very shortly. So really well played by both teams. Existence actually being in the advantage for very long, but Peke pretty much carried Fnatic there with a 666 score, which is creepy. But yeah, he pretty much carried the team. He did so much damage with all the minion farm he had. Got surpassed in the end actually by Extra. Extra was behind them around 50 for a while, but actually I'm kind of lying there. Peke did do a lot, but it was also in large part due to Lamia, who was incredibly fat throughout the laning phase. So I'm gonna go take a look at the damage down graph. A lot of damage coming out from Extra, most damage in the game. After that is Peke being quite close, then Lamia, who is also quite close. You'd expect that from the AD carry though. But yeah, ridiculous amount of damage coming out from Extra, and Peke. Extra was able to almost burst down Peke. If I had bursted him down in that last team fight before the team fight properly started, he would have probably been able to win that fight for his team. He went 5-1-5, which is a pretty good score. Especially considering he is a bit of a hyper carry. Twisted Fate is a very strong carry, so he should be getting focused a lot. Has the most gold in the game because of those double corporate 10, as well as getting a load of farm. Has the most farm in the game, and the third most skills. So kinda explains that he has so much gold. Thanks for watching, everyone that's watching the video. I will see you guys later.